I never imagined a single day could change my life forever, but looking back, that was the day everything shifted. My name's David, and I thought I knew love, I thought I understood commitment. For 5 years, I believed my relationship with Emily was unshakable. She had this way of making me feel like I could take on the world. Or at least I thought she did. I was wrong. We'd met in college, two souls convinced that we were meant for each other. We laughed at the same jokes, stayed up late talking about dreams, and shared moments that felt like they belonged in a movie. For a long time, everything felt perfect. She'd been my anchor, my muse, the one person I trusted to never leave. And yet, somewhere along the way I became invisible. It started subtly. Little excuses, late replies, the way she would brush off moments I thought were important. I told myself I was imagining it, that love wasn't always a fireworks display, that it was normal to grow comfortable. But one evening, the truth hit harder than anything before. She told me she wanted a break. Just a pause, she said, a chance to find herself. I laughed at first because that didn't sound serious. We were us. We had history, plans, promises. I thought she'd come back just like we always patched things up before. I was wrong. The night she left, it was silent, almost eerily calm. She packed her things quietly, not a word of anger, not a glance backward. Just a suitcase, a whispered, "I'm sorry," and a door closing behind her. I stood there in the middle of our apartment, the emptiness echoing louder than any argument we'd ever had. I wanted to chase her, to beg, to scream, but somehow I couldn't. Part of me knew there was nothing left to say. The first weeks were unbearable. I called, I texted, I left messages that went unanswered. The silence was deafening. Friends told me to move on, to let her find herself, but I couldn't. Not because I was obsessed, but because I didn't just lose a girlfriend, I lost the person I thought would always see me, truly see me. Then life went on. Slowly, painfully, I rebuilt myself. Work became my refuge. I started exercising again, took trips I had always postponed, reconnected with friends I'd neglected. I learned to enjoy my own company. I learned to laugh again without her. And yet, there was a quiet part of me that waited, silently, for her to come back. Not because I couldn't survive without her, but because I didn't understand how someone could walk away from what we had so completely. A year passed. 12 months of birthdays, holidays, and small victories without her. And then, out of nowhere, she reached out. At first, I didn't answer. My instinct screamed that this was a test, that it was too little, too late. But the messages kept coming, increasingly desperate, almost pleading. She said she'd made a mistake, that she realized what she lost, that she couldn't bear a life without me. I remember reading that first message, my hands shaking. Part of me wanted to forgive, part of me wanted to explode. How could someone leave so casually, almost like I meant nothing, and then expect a second chance? How could someone pretend that absence made the heart grow fonder when I had spent a year learning to breathe again without them? She didn't know, couldn't know, the nights I spent staring at the ceiling, questioning myself, questioning everything. The year she was gone had been a mirror, showing me who I really was, what I deserved, and what I would no longer tolerate. When I finally agreed to meet her, it wasn't because I had forgotten the pain. It wasn't because I had softened. I met her because I needed to see the woman who had once said she loved me, the one who had walked away, and look her in the eye to understand what had changed. She was nervous, fidgeting with her hands, eyes darting, searching for a hint of the man she had left. And I saw it: fear, desperation, regret. She tried to smile, to laugh, to make it feel casual, but I could feel the tension, the weight of a year lost, the time she couldn't reclaim. I listened quietly. Not to comfort her, not to forgive her, but to understand her. She admitted mistakes I had long suspected but hadn't heard directly. She spoke of loneliness, of realization, of the life she thought she wanted that wasn't enough without me. And for the first time in months, I didn't feel the urge to argue or defend. I just listened, because the truth had become clear. Respect is earned. Trust is fragile. Love is powerful, but even the strongest love can't survive being taken for granted. She had learned that the hard way. And now, standing across from her, I realized that I had learned my own truth too. I am not defined by someone else's absence, nor by their return. I am defined by what I will accept and what I will not.